All right, before we start this absolutely insane story, let me introduce you to some of the key players. Trust me, knowing them first will help you imagine the madness that's about to unfold. First up, we have Paul Bernardo, charming on the outside, absolute psychopath on the inside. He's the Ken in this twisted duo. Next, we've got Karla Homolka, aka Barbie. She looks innocent, but appearances can be deceiving. And finally, their victims, including Tammy Homolka, yes, Karla's own sister, and multiple young women whose lives were brutally stolen. Now that you know the cast, let's get into one of the most disturbing crime stories ever. So Paul and Karla looked like your perfect 90s power couple. Attractive, charming, and seemingly in love. If Instagram had existed back then, their couple selfies would have made everyone jealous. But behind the picture-perfect smiles, these two were literal monsters. Think American Psycho meets Bonnie and Clyde, but somehow even worse. They met in 1987, and it was love at first sight, well, at least for Paul. Karla, she was obsessed with him. Like full-on, I'll do anything for you, obsessed. What Karla didn't know at first was that Paul had a dark past. He was already an active serial rapist known as the Scarborough Rapist. And instead of running away, Karla was like, OMG, babe, that's so hot. Let's do crimes together. Now this is where things go from creepy to absolutely horrifying. Paul, being the worst human ever, wasn't satisfied with just attacking strangers. He wanted something more personal. So Karla did something that proved she was just as evil as him. She offered her own 15-year-old sister, Tammy, as a gift to Paul. You heard that right. A gift. Just let that sink in for a second. On Christmas Eve, 1990, they drugged Tammy, and Paul assaulted her while Karla watched. And as if that wasn't horrific enough, things took a deadly turn. Tammy choked on her own vomit and died. But did Paul and Karla panic and call for help? Nope. They staged it to look like an accident, and somehow they got away with it. Now, if you thought that was the end of their crimes, oh no, we're just getting started. Paul and Karla didn't stop. Over the next couple of years, they kidnapped, tortured, and murdered multiple young girls, including Leslie Mahaffy and Kristen French. And what's worse, they recorded their crimes on videotapes, like full-on home movies of pure horror. Seriously, who does that? I mean, I get that some couples bond over hiking or Netflix, but these two bonded over literal murder. Relationship goals? Absolutely not. So after years of getting away with their crimes, karma finally came knocking. Paul was caught in 1993 for unrelated assaults, and police connected him to the Scarborough Rapist cases through DNA. And Karla? Well, she pulled off the ultimate betrayal move. She snitched on Paul, played the abused wife card, and struck a plea deal, aka the deal with the devil, which got her a super light sentence. Meanwhile, the police found the tapes. And suddenly, Karla's whole "I was just a victim too" act didn't seem so believable anymore. But it was too late. Her deal was already signed. So while Paul got life in prison, Karla walked free after just 12 years. Oh, and to make it even more infuriating, she got married, had kids, and is now living her best suburban mom life. Because yeah, apparently you can just commit murder, snitch, and then live happily ever after. What a world we live in. So in the end, the Ken and Barbie Killers weren't just two psychopaths. They were proof that sometimes evil comes in the most unexpected forms. A charming, attractive couple that looked straight out of a magazine, but were actually the stuff of nightmares. And while Paul will spend the rest of his life in prison, Karla's freedom is a grim reminder that sometimes justice fails. But at least we can all agree on one thing. If there's any couple that should never be romanticized, it's these two. All right, that's today's story. If you made it through without feeling completely disturbed, congrats. Now let me know in the comments. What do you think about Karla's deal? Should she have rotted in prison too? And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insane true crime stories. See you next time.